Hello and welcome back to Football Daily, where today we've put together a team of the worst signings of the season. Goalkeeper Claudio Bravo. In a summer of decidedly dodgy business from Barcelona, selling Claudio Bravo was a wise move. The Chilean swapped Spain for Manchester for €20 million, making him the fourth most expensive keeper of all time. For their money, City got 27 saves in the league and 26 goals conceded, giving the stopper a woeful save percentage of 51%. That's well below the 59% that Joe Hart managed at Torino, a club which finished 9th with a defence which conceded 66 league goals. Worst of all, City have been forced to cut their losses after just 1 year, forking out a world record €40 million for Benfica's keeper Ederson Moraes. As mistakes go, this one was costly even by Sheikh Mansour's standards. Defender Papy Djilobodji. Senegalese centre-back Djilobodji signed for Chelsea back in 2015 and didn't make a single appearance for the Blues before going on loan to Werder Bremen. For some reason, failing to make the grade at Stamford Bridge sent Djilobodji's value through the roof, with Sunderland buying the player for €9.5 million, more than double the €4 million Chelsea spent. Sunderland's defence ended up shipping nearly 2 goals a game, losing 26 of their 38 matches and finishing bottom of the league. The one positive for Djilobodji is that he wasn't responsible for the whole mess, having received 2 bans during the season for a red card and violent conduct. At 28, he's not even an asset which will gain value for the Black Cats over time. A big swing and miss for the Mackems. Defender Thomas Vermaelen. Chances are you don't even remember Thomas Vermalen played for Roma last season. The Belgian had exhausted Barcelona's patience after just 2 years and 11 games in La Liga, and for some reason Luciano Spalletti's Gila Rossi thought they could make use of him. They were wrong. Vermalen played under 400 minutes in Serie A, and though Catalan newspaper Mundo Deportivo tried to drum up interest in the player by claiming Roma wanted to sign him permanently, no one was convinced. By May, the only club reliably linked with the centre-back was transfer basket case Watford. Both error and injury-prone, Vermaelen looks finished at the top level, and the medium level for that matter. But Barca's new defensive signing didn't fare much better. Defender Lucas Digne. 4 players in, and already we're mentioning Barcelona for the 3rd time. It won't be the last either. Lucas Digne had failed to make the grade at Paris Saint-Germain and had merely been competent at Roma. So it seemed strange for Barca to drop €17 million on the 23-year-old, but the deal was done and the Frenchman packed his bags. While Digne put up superior defensive numbers to Barca's first choice Jordi Alba, he lacked the attacking quality demanded by the Camp Nou faithful. His 58% aerial win percentage seemed unlikely to get the fans on their feet, and he made only around 2/3 of the chances the Spaniard did. A year later, Digne's place is under threat, with Roma's Emerson and Benfica's Alex Grimaldo eyed as successors. Midfielder Moussa Sissoko. Normally, a club record fee would get the fans excited, but normally you wouldn't spend such a sum of money on a player as impressively untalented as Moussa Sissoko. After relegation with Newcastle and a minor role in France's Euros, the rangy midfielder moved to Tottenham for €35 million, despite strong interest from Everton. In a Spurs side full of skill and talent, Sissoko was a throwback to the run around a bit ethos of Tim Sherwood. A brace of early season assists raised hopes, but the Frenchman completed the 90 minutes on just 4 occasions for Spurs, and he mostly showcased his special skill, sprinting down the wing before running the ball out of play. At the end of the campaign, Sissoko had the balls to complain about a lack of minutes, hinting at a move away from London next year. Maybe if Spurs spend another $30 million on building a catapult, they can fling him all the way back to Newcastle. Midfielder Andre Gomes. Giving Claudio Bravo a run for his money as the worst signing this year is Andre Gomes. The 23-year-old cost the Blaugrana €55 million last summer, as they searched for a central midfield option to grow into Andres Iniesta's role. Strangely enough, Gomes wasn't as good as Iniesta, or pretty much any other midfielder you care to name. The Portuguese scored 3 and assisted 1 in 30 league appearances, making him involved in the same number of goals as Javier Mascherano and Alex Vidal, who played under 500 minutes. That's about a quarter of Gomez's playing time. Add to that less than 1 chance created per game, and Lionel Messi supposedly asking Luis Enrique to drop the player mid-season, and you have a pretty damning picture. The one positive is that performance-related bonuses made up €20 million of Gomes' transfer fee, which on present form there's zero chance of him activating. Midfielder Grzegorz Krychowiak. Like many managers, Unai Emery decided to take a loyal lieutenant with him to his new club last summer. Poland's Krychowiak cost PSG €40 million and was expected to give the club some much-needed depth in the centre of the park, plus European pedigree after 2 Europa League triumphs. Krychowiak was a key player in the opening months of the season, as Emery flirted with the 4-2-3-1 he used at Sevilla, but a switch back to 4-3-3 made the ponderous pole a liability. Nicknamed the Butcher, he never had the technical quality for the system, and fell behind 19-year-old Christopher Nkunku in the pecking order. With just 11 league appearances for the defensive midfielder, it seems like a summer departure would be best for everyone, though the financial hit might even make PSG wince. Midfielder Jese. Joining Krychowiak in Paris this year was Jese, arriving after a blockbuster end to the season at Real Madrid. The Spaniard had won a second Champions League and scored or assisted for Los Blancos every 77 minutes in La Liga, enticing the Parisians into dropping €25 million on him. Despite PSG's huge talent advantage over the rest of Ligue 1, Jese proved incapable of putting the ball in the net, scoring his only league goal from the penalty spot as he featured just 14 times in all competitions. The 24-year-old was so poor that PSG bought another player in his position, picking up Julian Draxler in January and shipping Jese out to his hometown side Las Palmas. The Gran Canaria club, 11th when Jese arrived, ended the year in 14th. Forward Andre Schurrle. Like Emery with Krychowiak, Thomas Tuchel wanted a player he knew in the dressing room at Dortmund and selected Andre Schurrle to join him in West Germany. Tuchel had coached the forward at Mainz, promoting him to the first team and getting 15 league goals out of him in 2011. But Schurrle has never hit those heights since, so it seemed odd when Dortmund paid a club record €30 million for a player who had scored just 12 in all competitions the season before, especially after the arrivals of Emre Mor, Mario Götze and Ousmane Dembele. Despite injuries to Götze and Marco Reus, Schurrle only managed 15 games in the league and scored 5 in all competitions. That's fewer than converted left-back Rafael Guerreiro. And with BVB now adding youngster Maximilian Philipp, it seems opportunities will be in even shorter supply next term. Forward Simone Zaza. When Simone Zaza took maybe the worst penalty of all time in Italy's Euro 2016 shootout against Germany, alarm bells should have been ringing for potential suitors. But as usual, West Ham bravely did the stupid thing, taking the 25-year-old to the London Stadium on loan for €5 million. The deal included an obligation to buy the Italian for €20 million after he had made a set number of appearances for the Hammers. So despite West Ham's horrible form often leaving them in need of an attacking sub, Slaven Bilic was unwilling to bring on Zaza, not wanting to be saddled with the donkey permanently. After 11 games and 0 goals, an even dumber buyer was found for the striker in Valencia, who were floundering at the bottom of La Liga. He ended up netting a perfectly respectable 6 in 18, including one incredible goal against Real Madrid to record an unlikely 2-1 victory. Still rubbish though. Forward Gabigol. Chances are you forgot Gabigol had even signed for Inter Milan last year. At the time, it was heralded as a victory for the Nerazzurri over Man United and Chelsea, who were both interested, and Inter shelled out €30 million for the forward, who is somehow still just 20. Unfortunately, the Brazilian hasn't started a single game in the league, playing only 170 Serie A minutes for the San Siro outfit. He still managed to bag a goal, but spent less time on the pitch for Inter than Andrea Ranocchia and Felipe Melo, both of whom left the club on loan in January. With a change of management, it's possible that Gabriel will flourish in Italy yet, or that a temporary move might put him in the shop window. But it's been a depressing season for the man dubbed the new Neymar, and he may have to settle for being the old Gabriel Jesus.
So we hope you enjoyed that, and if you want to check out more of our videos, then click here on screen. Don't forget to like and subscribe and get on our Snapchat and our Twitter.